Hey everybody, I hope you guys are having a great day. Welcome to the video. Before we get into it, this is a couple clips that are taken from one of my live streams. I might have been a little intoxicated when I had these opinions. So if you'd like a little bit more of a thorough breakdown on my thoughts on the different games, please let me know and I could make a longer, more detailed video explaining my thoughts and my reasonings behind this. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and enjoy the video. Dark Souls 3 wasn't as hard as I thought. Those dual guys were annoying, but maybe took me an hour or so. What do you think is the hardest of all of the Souls games? So that's a great question, but it's a hard question to answer. Because I think for almost every Souls player that has like fallen in love with them and has played all of them, I think almost every Souls player will always end up leaning into first From Software game they ever played would be the hardest to them. Because learning how to play a From Software game, once you understand the mechanics, you understand the timing, you understand the flow and the rhythm of combat, you can take those skills from the very first game you played and you can apply those to every game you play after. So with that being said, Dark Souls 1 was the first one I ever played. And it took me months to beat it for the first time. I rage quit numerous times and just stopped playing the game for weeks, if not months at a time. I did it with basically no guides. With all that being said, Dark Souls 1 was the hardest experience for me. Now that I've beaten all three Dark Souls, Sekiro, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, Nioh, Wukong, Sekiro, like all the games, all the From Software games, not all, but most Souls-like games, now that I have become very proficient in Souls games, Dark Souls 1 isn't that hard to me anymore. So it's not as a big of a deal. So now that I am a proficient gamer when it comes to these styles of games, honestly, probably Sekiro, actually. Because I think what they did with Sekiro was they almost set you up for failure in a way, because if you had already played multiple Dark Souls games by the time Sekiro came out, and then you try to play Sekiro, you have years and years of muscle memory of playing Dark Souls with like a sword and shield. It's very slow, you're constantly circling around the enemy, just poking a couple times here, poking a couple times there, getting a little chip damage in, and it's a battle of attrition, and then eventually you win. So you have all of this muscle memory from all of these years of playing different From Software games. If you try to play Sekiro like it's a Dark Souls game, you will never beat Sekiro. You have to play Sekiro the way Sekiro demands you to play it. It is, at its core, a rhythm-based game. It is a parry rhythm game. Once you eventually learn that and accept that and play Sekiro how it demands to be played, then Sekiro becomes 10 times easier. But from when I started that game to when I fought Genichiro at the top of the tower, it was pure and utter hell for me. I'm trying to dodge in, attack once, twice, dodge out. Dodge in, attack once, twice, dodge out. I got punished constantly. I died dozens and dozens and dozens of times from the start of the game to when you got to Genichiro's tower. Once I got to that boss fight, it was a wall that I could not overcome. Hours and hours and hours devoted to it. Until finally, something in me, it clicked. It's like, I have to play Sekiro the way Sekiro's meant to be played. And I was able to beat Genichiro on that tower. And then from that point to the end until you end up fighting Ishin Sword Saint, it was substantially easier for me. So for me, Sekiro. But I could also make the argument that Elden Ring is the hardest if you do not use the tools at your disposal. If you do not explore, if you do not kill many other bosses in the open world versus just the mainline bosses, if you don't use spirit summons, if you don't use broken weapon arts, whatever the heck they're called, than Elden Ring, with just how advanced those bosses are. Melania, almost every single DLC boss, Malekith, Radon, Moog, the Lord of Blood. All of those are such advanced bosses, such fast, aggressive, insanely difficult bosses to figure out timing and positioning and rhythm than Elden Ring by a mile, and it's not anywhere close.